Okay, so we're going to talk about finding the equation of a circle given information. The basic equation of a circle, we've done parabolas already, but the circle looks a little bit like it, but it is different. It is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So let's talk about that for a minute. Your h, k, and r, okay? H and k is the center. Where it used to be the vertex of a parabola, now it's the center. And the square root of r squared, or r, is the radius. Okay? So if I have an equation that says x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 25, and we need to find h, k, and r, what's h? So your h is going to be 3, which is the opposite of what's in this parenthesis right here. And your k is going to be negative 2, which is the opposite of what's in this parenthesis. And anybody know the radius? What's the radius?
25?
No.
Whatever 25 squared is.
Not squared.
Square rooted?
Yeah, what's the square root of 25? 5. Okay, so if I'm going to graph this guy, the center is 3, negative 2, which is right about here. Got it? Mm-hmm. And we're going to go up 5, right 5, left 5, and down 5, and draw your circle. And of course, this isn't to scale, but you would draw your circle like that. So do it on your graph paper. I want you to try that so you can see where to graph that. All right, now we're going to talk about, they're going to give us different things, and we've got to write the equation. You're not graphing for this exercise today. You're going to graph tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So all we're coming up with is an equation given information. Well, the first bit of information they could give us is the easiest of all, which is center and radius. Let's say our center is negative 1, 0, and our radius is 9, okay? So now we're going to do so what is your h, your k, and your r? Perfect. Your r is 9.
Is 0 and our h is negative 1?
That's right. H is negative 1, the first part of the vertex. K is 0, and r is 9. So the formula is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So what's the first parenthesis? X what?
X plus 1.
X plus 1 is perfect. And the second parenthesis? Y minus 0, and then the last part.
3.
Nope.
Oh, no, 9.
Nope.
Squared.
9 squared is 3.
81.
81.
Oh.
It's r squared is the formula. Now to find the radius, you square root 81. You're going backwards. But to go forward, it's 81. Since one of those numbers is 0, you can actually write it like this. X plus 1 squared plus a plain old y squared equals 81. So if ever you see a letter alone squared, you know that that's a 0. That part of the vertex is 0, just so you know, okay?
Okay.
So this is really the correct way to leave it. This is not incorrect. It's just not completely cleaned up, okay? So what if we have this? Center is 2, negative 4, and radius is the square root of 7. So since you have the center is 2, negative 4, it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 7, because when you square the square root of 7, you get 7. So those are the easy and hard ones that you might get for radius and center. Got it?
Got it.
So here they give me the center, so I know h and k. Just don't lose focus on what they're giving you, because, you know, you got that. But this means passes through. So here's the center, and it passes through this point right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that this circle is going to look like this around that center. You understand that?
Oh, okay.
Because it passes through that point, and there's the center. So how do I find the radius? What would the radius be? So the radius would be the distance between these 2 points, which what you're going to do is you're going to draw a triangle and find it with a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, if that's -1 down, -4 down and 1 up, this side is 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if this goes from 1 to 3, this side is 2. Does everybody get that?
Mm-hmm.
So then you just do 5 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. 25 plus 4 equals c squared. 29 equals c squared. So your radius is the square root of 29. You can also use the distance formula. You've got the 2 points 3, -4, and 1, 1. You need to find the distance. So distance is equal to the difference of the x's squared plus the difference of the y's squared, which is going to be 4 plus 25, and it's the square root of 29. Got it? We have h, k, and r. Are we ready to write the equation? Yes.
Yes.
It's x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals what? So it's equal to 29. Okay? Okay, here it says the center is at 2, 2, and it's tangent to the y-axis. Now, I know you guys know the word tangent from SOHCAHTOA, right? But this tangent means touching, just touching the y-axis. So this circle is going to kind of go right here like this and around that circle, that center. Everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
So I need to just know the radius. Well, if it goes straight here like this and it's touching and this is a 2, what's the radius? 2. You just count how many blocks it is to touch the y-axis, and that's your radius if it gives you the center. You got it? And then h is going to be 2 and k is going to be 2. So this is like a 2 fest. So you got h x minus 2 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 4, because you square the radius. Don't forget to square the radius. So the first thing we're going to do is draw the center 0, 0, which is right there. That's easy. And then we're going to draw the line x equals -3, which is right here. It's a vertical line at -3. Okay? So we know that this circle is touching this right here and then going around that center.
It would be 3.
So your rate, very good. So h, k, and r, your radius is going to be 3, because that center is 3 away from that line. And then you've got center 0, 0. So does anybody want to write the equation for me? Very good.
Plus y squared equals 3.
Doesn't
No.
equal 3. Equals
9.
9. So equation that passes through 2, 3, and 4, 1. First you do is plot those 2 points. So we know it goes through there. That means the center is going to be somewhere around here, because this is a diameter. These are the ends of the diameter, okay? You understand that?
Yeah.
So we've got to find this point right here. Well, what would that point be of those 2 points? What's that called? Look at your formula sheet at the top. Midpoint, right? And we talked about midpoint the first day of the chapter. And the midpoint is average of the x's, average of the y's. Remember that? So you do 2 plus 4 divided by 2, and 3 plus 1 divided by 2. And that's 6 divided by 2, which is 3. and 2 divided by 2, which is 1. So at 3, 1, that's not right. 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So at 3, 2 is your center, which looks good. Does everybody understand that's the center? 3, 2. 4 divided by 2. I said that wrong. Okay, so now we have h and k. H is 3, k is 2. Now how do I find the radius? What do I find the distance between? The 2, 2 and the 4, 1, or the 2, 2 and the 2, 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we draw this little triangle here, this is 1 away, and this is 1 away. Got it?
And that's the distance formula right there,
Yep.
right?
And then you do Pythagorean theorem, or you could do distance. So it's going to be 1 squared plus 1 squared equals r squared. So that's 2 equals r squared. So r equals square root of 2. So when I write the equation, same thing we've been doing. X minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 2, because the square root of 2 squared is 2. So that one takes a little bit more work, and there's 3 of those at the bottom of the page.